guys, it's time for me to finally reveal my third best palette of 2020. And when I asked you guys to guess what you thought my top 5 would be, some of you put this palette in here and some of you seemed very surprised by what was like my 5th choice, because a lot of you got 4 of them right, but this last one, I feel like it kind of like slipped your minds a little bit. And I'm excited to show this to you because I feel like some of you might be a little bit surprised. I don't know why really, but I don't know. There's something about this palette that when I first got it, I wasn't really sure if I would love it or not, just because of the textures and stuff inside of it. Let me show you the palette. So the third best palette, in my opinion, of 2020 is going to go to the Enchanted Luster Dragon Prism 2 palette. And if you're wondering why this is a blank palette, this palette came with a sticker on the front, which I peeled off because it was kind of peeling on the sides. And I remember in my video when I showed this, I said that I thought that the packaging was extremely kind of cheap looking and feeling for what is inside of it. And she has changed her packaging now, which I think is amazing. So don't worry about the packaging. If you're interested in getting this palette, it's going to be a lot better than the one that I have. So here's what the palette looks like. This is an all kind of multi-chrome. I don't know if they're all multi-chromes, but they're very, very special shades. And the more I use this palette, the more I love it. These shades, even though they are extremely dry and kind of gritty to the touch, it's very hard to explain some of these textures. On the eyes, they look so foiled, so intense, so absolutely insane that I just fell in love. Honestly, the more, like I said, the more I play with this palette, the more I love it. And I think that this is fantastic. So if you are unfamiliar with Enchanted Luster Cosmetics, they are an Australian indie brand. I would highly recommend checking them out. They are amazing. And I'm so excited to play with this palette. So obviously, as you can see, this is an all shimmer palette. So I am going to pull in some mattes. And because I can, I'm going to use my Melt Muerte palette because this is one of my favorite palettes. It was one of my favorite palettes of 2019. So I'm very excited to be digging into that one again. So let me just go ahead and start by priming my eyes with my Natasha Denona eyeshadow base. And then we can put some of these on my eyeballs. And I have a feeling that the lip that I'm wearing is going to get everywhere during this video. So let me show you what I'm wearing on my lips, because I got sent a huge packet from Wet n Wild, and this is one of their high shine lipsticks. I think these are just repackaged from the formulas that they had before, but they just came in like different containers. Not containers, tubes. Tubes, I think that's what they're called. Anyway, they sent me a huge package, like I said, so they sent me all of their shine lipsticks. These are called the Mega Lust High Shine lipsticks, and they also sent me the matte ones, which I have all under here. And I thought about doing a lip swatching video with these, but I have tried both formulas now, and I don't really love the matte ones, so I honestly don't want to swatch all of the matte ones since I don't really love them. I would rather just keep them new and give them away or something like that, because I don't want to lip swatch something that I can't really give away after. I do really like these high shine ones, though. I mean, this is a very statement-y color. Usually when I use these, I will go for the more kind of neutral leaning ones, because I like putting those on like when I start filming before I've kind of decided what lip product that I'm gonna use after, because they're very easy to remove and they're just very comfortable and easy to wear. So I do really like these. They're quite pigmented. They're kind of like a pigmented gloss, but with a satiny finish. That's kind of the best way that I could describe them, but I really, really do like these. As you can see, I have all of them and I'm excited to keep using them. Do you want to see a lip swatching video maybe with the high shine ones? Because I can do that if you want. Maybe I can do it on my Instagram or something like that. Just let me know if there's any interest and I can see what I can do. But the one that I'm currently wearing is in the shade Firefighting. I do have a red lip liner underneath, but I just wanted to let you know the color of this one. So I'm thinking the color story that I want to use today is going to be the red as my transition shade, and I'm going to deepen it up with a blue, which means it's going to make it into a bit of a purple. And then on my lid, I think the shade in the Dragon Prism 2 palette that I want to use is going to be this one up here. As you can see, this palette doesn't have any names, but with the new palettes that she has, she does have the names on the back, I'm pretty sure. So this is the color that I want to use. It's like a gray or silver to purple to green. It's such a unique color. I'm super excited to just slap that all over my lid. I think that's basically going to be the look. I know that's kind of boring when I only use one shade in that palette. Maybe I can use one on my lower lash line as well, but that's like the plan as of right now. So I'm going to start with the red shade here in the Muerte palette. And I feel like I've been doing like very basic shaped looks lately, but I don't know. You know when you're kind of just in a creative rut? I don't know if that's what I am, but it's just kind of what I feel like doing. I just want to do a crease shade and a deepening shade and a lid shade and just kind of call it a day. I'm sorry if that's kind of boring, but sometimes that's just what I want to do. And I always know that if I do that, the look is just going to end up good and I'm not going to screw up and it's not going to look weird, you know what I mean? Like sometimes when you're experimenting and you're trying new things, sometimes it just doesn't end up looking that good. And usually in December, I try to always film at least 2 videos when I do film because there's so many chatty videos that I need to get up or want to get up this month. And I also want my makeup to look good in the chatty videos that I do. So I try to play it a little bit more safe, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if that's what I'm doing, but I feel like that's what I'm doing. This red is so pretty. Oh, I love this palette so much. I really wish that they didn't make this a limited edition palette. It is amazing. Oh, look how red that is. It's just not leaning either direction. It's not orange, it's not pink, it's just red. It's wonderful. I'm going to take this underneath my eye as well. Like I said, nothing fancy here. So next, to deepen this up, I'm going to go into this darkest of the blue shades here, which is called Noche Eterna. Now I know why I didn't say the names when I was using this palette last time. I'm going to take the same brush here, which is clearly my Rephr number 13. And I'm just going to use this to deepen up all the way around my crease. That is such a beautiful blue. I just cannot get enough of this palette. Just starting in the outer corner of my eye, and I'm going to take it all the way through my crease like I said here. Hopefully this is going to make it into a bit of a grungy purple. That's kind of like my idea here, but if it stays blue, that's totally fine too. Also taking this underneath my eye. I'm just going to take my time with this. I don't want to spend too much time on a matte since that's not really like part of the palette, you know what I mean? Wow, and now I have a bunch of blue fallout on my face and I try to wipe it away and I have a little bit of the shadow that I swatched earlier on my finger and now I have a lot of shit on my face. Whoopsies! Let me see. I'm gonna go back in with the red just one more time and really intensify this and make sure that the crease is looking the way that I want. I'll try to kind of fix this fallout situation and then we can put some of these shimmers on my lid. So I feel like this did exactly what I wanted it to do. It made it into a bit of a grungy purple, which I think looks really, really cool. Obviously it looked kind of crazy right now, but I think once I put that shimmer all over my lid, it's going to really come together. At least I hope so. Let me just kind of swatch that one more time and see. Maybe it's not going to go that well with this look though. Now I'm like kind of torn, but all of these shadows are so beautiful. But I wanted to use one that I haven't really used before. That would be really pretty too. That's one thing that's like hard with palettes like this when it's all shimmers is that it takes a long time to really like try out all the shades because they're all shimmers obviously. But I think I'm just going to stick to my original plan. I'm going to use this shade right here. I am going to put down some glitter primer and I'm going to slap this all over where I want that shimmer shadow to be. I'm kind of second guessing this color combination right now, but I just really wanted to play with the Morite palette. That's how it goes sometimes. These shadows do come sold individually though, so if you didn't want to pick up like the whole palette, you can buy these as singles. So I'll have the shade name on the screen for the shadow that I'm about to use so you can see what it's called. And I'm just gonna put this all over my, look how beautiful that looks even on the brush. I just can't. I'm just gonna basically go like this and put this all over my lid. And I think this is just going to be so beautiful. Oh, just look how shiny and metallic that is. It's just insane. Like these shadows, once they go on the eyes, it almost looks like metal, like liquid metal. It's so stunning. It gives the same effect as if you use like a liquid eyeshadow, which I think is so interesting with how dry some of these shadows are. Like how do they turn into something like this? It's just, I don't understand. I just don't get it, but they're so beautiful. And I've said this many times in the past too, but I feel like the best way to really make special shadows shine is just to use them on its own because you really get to see like the true shifts in it and just everything that it can be. And I think that this looks so good. Like this makes me excited. And this is why this palette is in my top 3 spot of the year, because look at this. Like every shadow that I've tried in this palette, except for one, which is kind of like a flaky shade, which is just a different formula that's not really my thing. But every shade is just, oh, it's so unique and just so different. And it reminds me a lot of the Cleona shadows. Like just look how beautiful that is. I just can't. Let's see, do I want to do anything else? I think I'm just gonna take this shade around in my inner corner as well and just call it a day, honestly, because this shade deserves as much room on my eyes as it possibly can. Oh, this is just so beautiful. I love this. I'm going to finish off my eyes. I feel like this really came together. I wasn't sure at first because I didn't know. It's really hard with like these kind of shades to really know what they're going to look like together with the mattes until you have them on the eyes. So I'm very happy with this. I'm gonna finish off my eyes, clean up this palette a little bit. I'll come back and I will show you the final look. Alright, so here is the look all done, and I love how dramatic this got. I really like this look. I mean, with this palette, I wasn't expecting anything else. I think this lid shade is just so beautiful. So let me tell you what I did finish off. I used Crybaby from Colourpop in my waterline. It's a lavender. I don't think they sell this anymore. And then on my top lid, I used the Utterly Alone eyeliner, I almost say lip liner, eyeliner from the Beetlejuice and Melt collection. And I really like how it turned out with the purple liner. I've been kind of trying to play around a little bit more with my liners lately, and I've been really enjoying it. So that's basically going to be the look. Oh, I do need to tell you one more thing, because my highlighter today, I made a Black Friday order from Terra Moon Cosmetics for their Iridescent Chameleons, and I got them right here, and I used one of them on my face as my highlighter today. I used Red Giant. I know I'm like the last one to, talk about these, but this is my highlighter today. I used it on my face as well as my brow bone, and it's so beautiful. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do a swatch video with all of these, because this collection is so beautiful, and I feel like I'll be probably using these as my face highlighters a lot too, because I've been kind of trying to play around with using more eyeshadows as my highlighter, and it's been working really well, especially these kind of shadows. I think they're going to work really well for that, so I'm super excited. Let me know if you want to see a swatch video with that, and I will definitely do that. So that's going to be it for today. Let me know if you were surprised by my third choice. Also, now I'm sure you all know what my top 2 is going to be, but still leave them down in the comments. What do you think is going to be my #1 pick of the year, and what do you think is going to end up in second place? I always love reading your guesses. It's so interesting just to see like how well you guys know me. So thank you so much for watching another one of my Annette-mas episodes. If you want to see my playlist, if you missed any, I'll put it up here. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.